Well, I've been thinking through how to respond to Aaron's hyperbolic mess of a response to the accusations and charges. And I guess his go-to now will be to blame everything on the Aftermath TV show and how secretly, we didn't know this, but they were exploiting him, mind controlling him, and he's been the victim of the cult, not Scientology, but the Aftermath TV show, and I guess A&E and Disney, right? Because Disney owns A&E. I guess that's he's a victim of the mouse. The House of Mouse made him their prime object of psychological warfare. Yeah, I know. It sounds so ridiculous and silly, but let's try to be fair to newcomers. So, who is Aaron? Aaron is a well, egomaniac. I guess you have to say that. One of the biggest YouTubers in the anti-Scientology scene. Although I think at this point, calling him an anti-Scientologist is not true. So, I guess for a long time he just did these hate videos on Tom Cruise and David Miscavige. They're not the best, but whatever. That was his thing, and he did do a substantive essay here and there. But for the most part, he did these reaction videos to the stupidities of all these Scientology celebrities, and sometimes a serious case was emerging, like the Danny Masterson case. But for the most part, these were silly hate videos, and he built quite a large audience. And there we are. Nothing too big going on here. Not a serious journalist. But for whatever reason, in 2023, he started to go genuinely crazy and wanted more money and power. And that led to a series of scandals, which we're learning more and more about. I mean, he's had scandals for many years, but 2023, I think, was probably the year where things just start to implode. And his former friends connected to the Aftermath TV show decided to basically distance themselves from him and his scandals again. I would still defend Aaron slightly that them taking away his foundation, I think in retrospect, maybe that was the right decision. However, the way they did it is suspicious. So it's just created these unnecessary firestorms because it does seem apparent that Aaron is just not a good leader. He's not to be trusted. He's lying. He's very manipulative. But let's go through his conspiracy theory because it is so absurd. It just falls flat. But let's go through it. So, according to him, he thought in good faith he was working with Mike Rinder and the Aftermath TV show, but it turns out no, 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 no. They were exploiting him, controlling him, brainwashing him, and for years and years and years. Now we think he was independent, had a YouTube channel, and went to a bar and started a very questionable fight. We thought he took on all these questionable relationships with women. We thought, question mark, he took all these drugs. We thought, but no, no, no. It turns out Rinder was doing all these things. He mind controlled Aaron to do all these things. When Aaron was taking large amounts of drugs, Rinder was doing that. When Aaron was taking all these questionable trips to foreign places, presumably to have sex with women, Rinder was doing it. Rinder was brainwashing Aaron to do these things. And finally, when things fell apart and Aaron's lies were exposed, Rinder was behind that too. Rinder was behind everything. Rinder has been mind controlling and manipulating the environment. Basically, Aaron has been in the Rinder matrix. But finally, Aaron broke free and liberated himself from the Rinder matrix and is now going to take on the real evil in Hollywood. He will no longer be bound by past friendships and associations. He will now bravely give us the truth of his former friends and tell us all that, oh, the Aftermath TV show, oh, good God, it lied to you guys. I agree, they did lie to us. Right. But then we have all these photos of you at the Emmys smiling away, and you and your friend Render seem to be friendly enough. So that's some weird kind of mind control where you seem happy as a ugly fat pig, and you have been a happy fat pig for a long time. So this is gonna be the weirdest mind control operation of all time, where you're frankly not super rich, but you made a lot of money from the YouTube. You have quite a lot of fame and you have quite a lot of power with your own audience. And this was all part of the Render Matrix conspiracy project. What? Like, did Render make any money from you? As far as we know, no. In fact, Render complained, you're making a lot of money on YouTube, not him. In fact, a lot of your former friends are like, well, it seems like you got the better end of the bargain. Yeah, they have a little bit of an audience. They, I'm sure, got something out of being with the Aftermath TV show, But of the people on that show, probably you emerged with the most clout, the most fame, and through YouTube, the most amount of money. I'm sure if we double check Claire Headley's bank account, you probably have way more resources than she does. So why are you complaining? What is the complaint about? Because Lily blocked him on Twitter. That's where we are now. Cult abuse is Lily blocked me on Twitter. She blocked Jenna. She blocked my Jenna. And now she's following these women making accusations. Well, first of all, these women are not making accusations. These women are making factual statements. They provided independent evidence. This isn't he said, she said. She said, she gave us the text, she gave us the photos. This is not disputable unless you're questioning that evidence and somehow OSA or Rinder created that evidence. Rinder, I don't know, was secretly at the bar. He manipulated this whole fight. He manipulated the police to come and ask embarrassing questions about you starting this fight. Rinder was behind all of this. Well, okay, that's a theory, and we'll pursue it. But I got to be honest, like Rinder is guilty of many things, and God only knows he has a lot to answer for. But do I really think that Rinder mind controlled Aaron to take tons of drugs? No. Do I think Rinder mind controlled Aaron to take on all these questionable female relationships? No. Do I think Rinder is really behind the marriage problems in his relationship with Heather, his wife? No. These were Aaron's decisions. Aaron has self destructed. And instead of taking responsibility, he's really clinging on to these bizarro conspiracy theories about Twitter and Lily and the Aftermath TV show. And listen, okay, fine, let's take this seriously. If he honestly thinks the Aftermath TV show brainwashed him or put him into a cult matrix situation, he has lawyers, he has enough money. Call your lawyer, have a lawsuit. And there you go. That's your problem. That's your situation. Our problem is shifting through his information for whatever value they do still have. And his videos were never that valuable, but they have value here and there. So I'm still gonna tune in and grit my teeth and try to work through his insanities. But yeah, that's about his only worth left. That occasionally when he does good research, we should pay attention. But beyond that, do I believe his Matrix trilogy conspiracy theory fantasy nonsense? No. No. He's not Morpheus, he's not Neo, he's not this truth teller in Hollywood. He is just what he is. He's a Hollywood scumbag celebrity, and he's using the cover of anti Scientology to cover up his crimes. But clearly, these criminal actions and these very questionable activities were his decisions. They weren't Mike Rinder's. They weren't the producers of the Aftermath TV show. They were his decisions. And for whatever reason, he's still going to keep blaming others for doing what he did. Not what they did, what he did. We'll have questions about Rinder and the Aftermath TV show people. Believe you me, or questions about Child USA. But we also have questions for him. If he doesn't want to answer them, that's fine. But he's going to be judged for, lying and misleading us for many, many years.